Maybe he's just a punctual guy.
All right.
Is that him? Does that mean he answered?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Lord Balfour, hi. Steve Feldman, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, but I don't see... I've got Skype on video, but it's
Okay,
not
you should
videoing.
There we go. We see you. Can you see us?
Here, there we go. Yep, that's fine.
Okay, let me expand. I'm Judy. I'm just setting this up. And I'm going to expand the screen. And
I'm going to try to do a test.
We greatly appreciate you taking the time to do this, sir.
That's
Okay, we're
fine, that's
recording
fine.
now.
It's just a question of finding the day that suited us both.
So we're going to do a test
Here,
run.
take this here. Actually, we can. I think we're ready to go.
You want to do a test run, yes? You want to do a test
Well,
run?
no, I mean, I wasn't quite sure how you were going to be doing things.
That makes two of us.
This is,
This is the first time for us.
What is that tie you're wearing?
It's a ZOA tie. I actually designed this. I kind of have a hobby designing ties. So this is our local ZOA chapter logo.
I thought it was still the price tag, and you might be going to take it back.
Is there a way we can get his head a little bit?
I don't know.
You can ask him if you can.
Can you maybe move back a little bit? Your head is very close.
You want to see more? Or
I don't know. The angle of the camera, maybe?
Tilt it down a little.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Thank you.
Much better.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep,
So do you want to do a test run and record, or do you want to just go? Whatever's good for you, sir.
Well, you can revisit questions if you have them.
Yeah, I have. I'm all ready whenever you are.
Yeah, far away.
Okay, let's go. I guess 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome, joining us for our event this day, live from London, England, or at least by video, is the Earl of Balfour, Lord Roderick Balfour, the great-great-nephew of Sir Arthur James Balfour, the original Lord Balfour. Thank you for participating in our event today, sir.
No, it's my pleasure, and I'm very honoured you should be taking so much trouble to get hold of me for your event. And it's just been amazing how many events there have been, and I feel very humbled because I'm absolutely nothing to do with this at all. I just happen to be a descendant.
Well,
It's kind of like being a Rockefeller, but without the money.
I'll take your word for it. We're honored to have you. I just had a few questions for you this morning about your great-great-uncle and the significance of everything. Do you have any writings or knowledge from behind the scenes of what motivated him to really commit this very brave and heroic act on behalf of the Jewish people?
Well, I mean, I think it's fairly well documented, and certainly by his niece, Blanche Dugdale, who wrote a very good biography of him. I mean, you have to remember that all his generation were brought up going to church every day or prayers, and then going to church twice on Sundays, and they read the Old Testament, and, you know, we were just, and indeed in my generation, we were all brought up to believe that, you know, the covenant and that Israel belonged to the Jews, if you like. And therefore, when there was the massive influx of refugees from Russia, from the shtetls at the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th, and you had the confluence of having Theodor Herzl being so active in the Zionist organization, and then Chaim Weizmann, who was here in Manchester in Arthur Balfour's constituency. You know, there were very powerful influences on them to find a home for people who arrived dressed differently, eating differently, unable to speak English, speaking Yiddish, whatever. So, you know, it was rather like modern refugee problems, but just not quite so instant in the sense that we don't have the social media, we didn't have the TV greeting refugees off the boats in Liverpool and Harwich and elsewhere. So I think, you know, you can put it down to a confluence of a lot of factors at the time.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that he was a Bible-believing Christian really led to him supporting the Jewish people with regard to this mandate and the declaration.
Yeah, and most of the cabinet. I mean, Lloyd George particularly, yes, who was a Welsh Baptist, I think. But anyway, no, they were. I think, you know, they were all taken. with the idea, and of course there was a little bit of a political imperative here, in the sense that we wanted to establish more of our presence in Palestine after the fall of the Ottoman Empire, and we were worried about Suez and access to India, which was always known the jewel in the crown, and so everything really conspired at that time, and there was always the American influence, and I'm always trying to read up how much Judge Brandeis played a part in all this, but it was just, it's probably like at the moment, the pressure is building for a two-state solution, probably.
Now, what kind of man was your uncle, your great uncle? I mean, was this typical of him to commit such an act of courage like this, or was this a rare act for him to step forward like this?
Well, he was a combination of philosopher and politician, probably more of the former than the latter, and so he took these sort of things seriously. I mean, he wrote a lot of very erudite papers for the Royal Society, of which he was, I think, the president. And so when you say it was a brave thing to do, I think it was what the politicians now come on the TV and say it was the right thing to do, for the government to support. But they did only say they were supportive of the idea, and they would use their best endeavors. I mean, this was
at the time, that was a lot. That was extremely significant.
Declaration of the intention to create a state Israel.
But no other government had done that, what he did at that point. So it was brave, it was heroic, and it was the first.
It was the start. It was the start, yeah.
Great. I thank you so much for joining us, participating in this event, and good day to you, sir. Thank you.
Well, I hope your event goes very well, and I'm very honoured to be participating in this modern way.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Happy Hanukkah to all.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care.